How do you
Sure.
think you kind of complement Cade, and what's that going to look like?
I think I compliment him well. I think we compliment each other. I feel like he's such an unselfish player. And can Cade Cunningham and Jayden Ivey resurrect the bad boy Pistons for the Detroit fans of today? The people that missed, that era, man. It was crazy. When you had, the Isaiah Thomases, the Dumars, the list goes on, will be going on for days, the Rodmans, the Mahorns, you understand? It's real crazy, but they do have a makeup, on this roster, and I think they have the talent. The Detroit Pistons are a little more further along in development than people are giving them credit for. I know that is the NBA has just gotten very tough, especially the Eastern Conference. Gone are the days where it's wide open. The Eastern Conference is getting very crowded and overpopulated. So the Detroit Pistons really got their hands full. I believe this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with within the next 3 to 4 years. You understand? As long as they continue to build. And I don't think the Pistons are done, but they do have a foundational building block. A lot of teams do not have a Cade Cunningham on the roster. I want to give credit to my man Dave James, out of Queens, New York. He definitely paid the utmost homage for my man Cade Cunningham. Nobody knew how good Cade Cunningham was until he was the one bringing awareness to the people. Number one, Cade Cunningham, he averaged 17 points per game, shooting 41% from the field, 31% from three, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and damn near over a half a block. Cade Cunningham did a lot, and that's just as a rookie. The sky is going to be the limit, for this guy. I'm telling you, the talent is all the way there. And then when you discuss a guy like Jayden Ivey, what the guy did at Purdue, averaging 17 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 46% and 35% from three. And mind you, he was damn near a 75% free throw shooter. So the potential for this kid is immense. There's no question why you've seen teams trying to move heaven on earth to trade up to draft this kid. It was no accident. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. The Detroit Pistons, they're going to have their work cut out for them, because the East is, like I stated before, is overpopulated. When you got teams like the Charlotte Hornets, even at the bottom, the Indiana Pacers, the Detroit Pistons finished 14th in the East with a record of 23 wins and 59 losses. You understand? It's crazy. The Orlando Magic, you understand, they were right behind them, damn near ready to have the worst record in basketball, close to it. The Orlando Magic finished with a record of 22-60. So you see the Pistons were right there on their heels. The Indiana Pacers, with a record of 25-57, it's just crazy. So where I want to go and allude to is the Detroit Pistons have the Washington Wizards, the Indiana Pacers, the New York Knicks, the Charlotte Hornets, the Cleveland Cavaliers, all the way to leapfrog. They got to get through Indiana, Washington, and New York to even be considered for playing considerations. So we have to ask ourselves, are they better than these teams? I'm not sure if they're better than these teams. You got Washington, they still have Bradley Beal on that roster until anything changes. We got to move with the assumption that Bradley Beal will be on this roster. The New York Knicks, coached by Tom Thibodeau and the crew. Although the Pistons do have Dwayne Casey, I want to give credit to Dwayne Casey. A lot of people killed Dwayne Casey, but this guy did take the Detroit Pistons, that young core, I believe to the Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken. They brought all the guys down there, including Cade Cunningham, to just see what it was like, to get them there. And I think the Pistons, they got the makeup, and they know the goal is to get to the postseason. I believe that's what Dwayne Casey is telling them. The goal is to get to the playoffs. And in the East, with the playing situation, they got to get off to a good start. The Indiana Pacers with Brogdon, Halliburton, I think they could compete with those two teams. I really do. This is going to be interesting to see. The Detroit Pistons, they're a great young core. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, in the future. But right now they're going to take the lumps, even though they got a high draft pick. Don't be surprised if they still go through trials and tribulations as a young team. That's all to be expected. But I mean, it is what it is. Is Dwayne Casey the right guy, at the helm here? And I hate to throw him under the bus, but, you got a young core. I would like Dwayne Casey to be coaching a more competitive team, that's ready to win. I think that's more Dwayne Casey style, but he's doing the best he can with this young core. They traded Jeremy Grant, so I mean, you see what's going on. There's a youth movement happening here. And this talent, they got Sadiq Bey. I like Sadiq Bey. They got Killian Hayes. I don't know what they're going to do with him. They traded for Marvin Bagley, which I thought was a huge pickup. Isaiah Stewart. I like Isaiah Stewart. I think with the makeup of Isaiah Stewart, Jayden Ivey, and Cade Cunningham, I think you got the makeup of the bad boy Pistons. You understand? Just that tough, hard-nosed style of play. And I think it can trickle down. Marvin Bagley is playing with a chip on his shoulder. He was drafted, ahead of Luka Doncic and the whole nine. So there's always going to be something there with him. They traded for Kemba Walker. They're going to buy him out because there's no real room for him on this roster. So y'all let me know. I like Frank Jackson. They got Diallo. I like what Olynyk gave him. So it's some young talent on this roster. It's just how far away. I believe they are a pick away or a move away. But let's see if Cade Cunningham can reach all-star potential sooner than later. I believe Cade Cunningham is a superstar in the making. But it's just going to take maybe about a year or two for it to really come into fruition. But who knows, if he goes into all-star mode this season, I think he accelerates the process for Detroit. But I think nonetheless, they should be able to compete for a play-in situation. I'm not saying they're going to fight for the thick of things, but they should feel just as confident as everyone else at the East that they can compete for that top 10 situation, at least that bottom half, to reach the play-in, to get to that 8th or 7th seed. There's no reason why Detroit shouldn't be one of those teams in the mix. So y'all let me know, can the Detroit Pistons of today resurrect the bad boy Pistons of yesterday, on the back of Jayden Ivey and Cade Cunningham? There's a youth movement happening here in Detroit. Big things are coming. It's Flight Sports TV. Y'all stay tuned. We will be keeping you posted if you're liking this Cade Cunningham content and the Detroit Pistons news. You understand, there's a lot of things happening over there. This is going to be an exciting season. The Summer League is going down. I can't wait to see Jayden Ivey in the Summer League. I can't wait to see, how the Pistons are going to fare this coming season. So stay tuned. We're going to leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV.